I'm sure you can all see my screen. We are going to go into the business of the day, and we are going to actually start by loading our. We are going to use Sublime today. We used the other one last week. That is VS Code. So we are going to use Sublime today. But more or less, what we want to do today is more or less like we are going to be going online to actually see some tools that we can use in building our websites. The first thing we want to look at today is actually how to use a framework. That is a design framework. That's a CSS framework that is called Bootstrap. We are going to look at how we can integrate Bootstrap with our with what we do, and how we can actually make it work for us. It's enhancing our work. And also we are going to look at, like I mentioned before, we're going to look at domain registration and searching and the likes. So, but what we want to do today is, first of all, we are going to create a folder for a website. So I'm sure you all know how to do that already. So we are going to go to our desktop and we are going to create another folder for a new website. So we call that project 4. Project 4. So in the folder project 4, that is for the website we are developing today, we are going to create the first page of that website, and then we are going to save that page. Save, and like you know, it's going to be, you are supposed to save in that folder on the desktop. Project 4, no file for now. So we are going to name it index.html. That is the name of our file. Then, like what you usually do, we want to have all our tags. We start by typing HTML and we press enter to complete all the tags. So we have our HTML, the head, the title, the head. Let's add the title for our page, our last website design class. Let us type our basic hello to be sure our website is good to go. So in Sublime, you can just right click and click on open in browser to view your website in the browser. So now today, like I told you, we are going to Google, we are going to Bootstrap. We are looking for Bootstrap. Bootstrap, like I told you, is one of the, is more or less the most popular web development HTML CSS framework that we use in building website very, very fast. So let's click on get started, and this is the introductory page of the application. You remember that in our earlier classes we usually link our HTML page with a particular style sheet that allows us to actually style our website. Now, what Bootstrap has done is actually is going to give us the Bootstrap, is going to give us that style sheet to actually manage most of the components of our website. So we are going to be doing this. We are going to pull in a style sheet that's actually residing with Bootstrap on their website. You understand? We are going to use it to now build our, instead of referencing an external CSS file, we are going to be using that is going to be provided by CSS. So you can click on this add to download page to actually have access to the file. Actually, you can download the file, the compiled file. You can click on download here to download the CSS file. You can see it's not like that. That is 713 kilobytes. Or you can just reference it directly online using this. Just copy this. Understand? Copy this file or you can click on this copy to clipboard here and paste in the head section of your website. You remember the head section of our website is where we usually add our CSS. Remember that. That is where we usually add our CSS. So it's in the head section that you will paste what you have copied. I'm going to indent it properly. We have two files here. One of these files is there, and this is the second file. You can actually download these files by highlighting it like this. And you open a new tab to download the files. No, sorry. This is the file. And the other one is this, from here to this place. That is the other file. You can actually download this file by clicking on File and Save As. You can see. So you can just go ahead and save it inside your, maybe I'm creating another folder that I call it CSS. In my project 4, I created a folder called CSS. The second one, save pages. And I also save this in my project folder and another subfolder that I just created now called CSS. Because these are CSS and JS files. So I'm putting them in those folders. If you open that folder on the desktop, you can see those are the two files we downloaded. Those are the two files we downloaded. But now we are going to use them right there the way they are on the internet from the Bootstrap website. You understand? This is it. We have copied it and we have pasted it. So I want to slow down a little bit because this is very, very, very important. You should know easily how to integrate the Bootstrap file. You understand? Now we need to go ahead. Now we have integrated that is the engine we actually need to continue to write our code, basically. You understand? So we are going to now start writing examples of what this can actually do. Let's open our page. It is our hello. We need to remove this. Now, remember before, when we write our div, we write our div and we close our div. Oh, sorry. When we write our divs, hash to close it, we need to write the class and define the height, the width, and everything about that div. But now we don't need to do that again. All we just need to now say is we have a class already written inside this script that we had it. This class defines what a row is about, a column is about, the size of all these things. So you will get to understand them better. Because today we are still going to also look at templates, and you will see more of these things in all the templates. The best templates in the world actually use Bootstrap. So you are going to even see more of that by the time we get to the template. So for example, we say class row. It means a complete row, a line on a row. And in that row, probably we have another div. You understand what I'm saying now? Another div. And this div is where we have I. Good boy. Good boy. Now we can say just write so that we can say this column MD 6. If you repeat this, let us see what we get. If you look at this, it's already dividing it into is what actually happening is that Bootstrap divides your layout into, it layouts your website or your page at a particular time. It layouts it into 12 columns. I'm trying to see the drawing. Okay, this is the grid, so that you understand the grid system. The grid. Trying to look for the general grid so that you understand what I'm saying. Okay, let me use this display. Okay, let me use this pen anyway, so that you understand it as we write. This particular, let me use Fireworks to explain this, so you can understand very well. Because this is very key to you understanding how to lay out your website with Bootstrap. Yeah. Now, if you have a, blank pages. Okay. If you have a box like this, this box actually Bootstrap divides it into 12 main columns. It divides it into 12 main columns. So if you divide it into 2, which means this first part is 6 and the second part is 6. And this is also 6. So which means this first part is 6 and the second part is 6. You understand? So if this first part is 3, if you make this first part 3, the second part will be what? It will be 9. It will be 9. So you are the designer, you will now determine what you want to use, what you are designing, because this is what will allow your website to be responsive. It's the one that will allow the layout of your website to be organized in such a way that you don't need to write so many code, but you are going to be leveraging on the Bootstrap framework. So that is exactly what we have here. That's exactly what we have here. We are divided into 6. That's where you are having this. So if, for example, if you are reducing the size of this page now, it will get to a page that it will automatically flow itself to the bottom. If we color that particular div, those divs, we understand what we mean better. If you say, okay, background color, background color is red. Yeah. So let's say background color is green here. So by the time you do a Control Shift M, you will have this. And if it's becoming very, very small, it's going to automatically, it's going to take that to the, and if I say, oh, this is not going to be 6, this is going to be 2, and this is going to be this is going to be 10. That is Bootstrap for you. You understand? Bootstrap allows you to use grids. So these are the grids that you're looking at. 1 of 3, 2 of 3 wider, setting 1 columns and rows for your layout. So that is for layouting your page using spans. And it's actually more than this, but what I'm just doing is actually to introduce you. I'm expecting you to go to this site and just browse through a lot of things that you can do with layouts. Under layout alone, utilities for layouts. There are a lot of utilities you can use for layout, and there are grids. You have to understand the grid system. It's very simple to know. You will understand it better as you start developing websites. Okay, for example, let me just copy this. We're going to also be doing some copying and pasting code so that we want to see how this is all about. Column, column, column. Okay, I think this is what it gets for you. I don't want us to bother about this because we have a lot to actually look at today. But before we leave Bootstrap, I want us to look at components. You have to understand how to use components. Components are things that you can use on your website. For example, like all these colorful badges that you can use for alerts. You can use it on your website. So they are quite easy to use. Only you just need to copy the code. For example, if you copy this code now and you just paste it. So you can see. Let me take the bars to take this bars to 6. 6. Understand? So you can have that. Also, inside a particular 6, you can see this is 6. Yeah, you can have another div inside. You can have another div inside that is you are also using divs for. And if you say this is 6, or maybe this is another 8, you can have another div inside it that will say 8. Increase this. Let me remove this so that you understand what I'm saying. 82. 84. Rather. Let me take this look. Okay, now this is a 6, and this is 6. Inside this 6, there is this 2 that is making this one a complete row. So if I want to copy this color, that you understand what I'm saying. Let me see, this is orange, and this is yellow. Okay, yellow. We have to refresh for you to understand what I'm saying. The 8. Yes. Okay. So you can see the, let me see, 8 and 4. 8 and 4 automatically is already padding it for us, but that's what happens when you are using this kind of framework. It's already padding it for you, but the beauty of it is that you have customized framework that allows you to build a website that is easily responsive, because it will lay it out for you instead of you using floats and the likes to actually float your content. It will float it for you. Other things I want to show you is actually buttons. I think it allows you to use buttons. All these beautiful buttons, colorful buttons. They come in with the, instead of you writing code before you get those done, you will have been able to easily use a button on your website. Buttons like this. Also, because of time, just looking at the time, it's almost 9 o'clock. Also, we have forms. You know, you can see this is an email address and password forms. But I want to actually use a form that's having most of the components of a complete form. That is a form that is having email, select box, multiple select, text area where you can type content. So all you just need to do is just click on write, highlight and copy. So before you know it, you are done. You are almost done writing the form. All you just need to know is to now plug in with your database and validate the forms. Also, this has validation components. You can see you're already having forms on your page already. You get. We have to go back there. There are system things I need to show you. Drop downs, yes. Drop downs. Code for drop down. That is when you are building items or components that require you to do drop down. So you just need to copy and do a little bit of styling of page. Let me put this. So let's refresh. So okay, I think this requires an external file in the JS. Requires util.js. If you are building a JavaScript from source code, this one particularly now, it requires this util.js. But I don't want to go into that because we needed to add all these components in the footer part of the site. I think these are things probably we get to know in details when we are involved with the intern class or the mentorship program later. So let me see. Now, that's a lot of components. Task tabs, the tabs, list, modals. These are modals. These are modals. So when you have a button like this, you click on this, you have a modal that will jump up like this. And it has carousels. Carousels are like navigators, sliders for a particular website. You can use this for a slider for a website. So collapsibles are like, they are a little bit different from accordions, but they are more like the accordions, but they are called collapsibles. You can see. So these are the codes that will help you create such things. Lots of things that you can actually. You can see these are navigation bars, and lots of drop down bars, and lots of components. So these are other components. Then these are other utilities. Utilities is also having a lot of items. So please do go ahead and access Bootstrap. I'm going to paste this in the chat box. I'm going to paste this in the chat box so that you can all get on with Bootstrap. Then you could go on YouTube and check it out how to use Bootstrap for your website. You see that in a short while you'll be able to do a lot. You'll be able to build a lot with Bootstrap. So that will be that on integrating Bootstrap. Mine is to just actually introduce you to all these things. There is no way anybody can teach you everything. You just need to actually introduce you. Then I'm sure you'll be able to develop on your own. Then we'll still be here to answer some questions because you still need to ask some questions. We will definitely be here. But internet is actually your best teacher. Like myself too, I still visit internet every day to research and ask questions about things. Of course, I'm still learning a lot of things myself too. So the next thing I would like to go into now is because after this class, I'm sure people that are actually very, very curious, they will be. It's not just about building the website or the system. How do we get our website to go on the internet? This is a very difficult question. Sometimes in the past, but now it's not something is right there on the internet. But I will just try to walk us through the complete process of actually getting your website on the internet. And probably I will try to use one of my demo servers to test and upload the website we developed last week. I'm sure I still have it here. I'm not sure it's still working. In fact, it's let me check again. Okay, we called it more. Okay, this we are going to try push this website on the internet. So we want to host this website on the internet. Okay. Let's go ahead for a new website. When you are done building your website, you want to have your website on the internet. You want people to be able to access it from anywhere in the world. So the first thing you need to do is to check for the availability of the domain name. There are two things you actually need to make your website available on the internet. You need the domain name and you need the web hosting. The domain name is the www.mywebsitename. My website name.com. I'm not sure there's anything like that. No, not like that. My website name.com. So this tells us that this domain name is not even existing. So you need to first of all check if this domain name is available with ICANN or ICANN, any of the ICANN registrar. ICANN is the Internet Corporation of Assigned Names and Numbers. Who is a lot of them. We have Bluehost, we have GoDaddy, Oh, the spelling of GoDaddy again. So domain registration, please. Okay, GoDaddy. This is GoDaddy. Okay. So these are the places you can register. You can check for the availability of your domain name. Okay. So for example, we want to build a website for Blue Sky Academy. We search for the domain name. No two people can use the same domain name, like you have known. BlueSkyAcademy.com is available for 16.14 pounds per year. Okay, let us search for the same domain name here. Searching for the same domain name here. Oh, we don't need to put .com. It's already added for us. So, okay, sorry, Blue Sky is unavailable, but saying it's available here. It's telling us it's not available. Oh, Blue Sky Academy is already taken. It's unavailable. Okay. So 4.99 tech, that is suggesting to you that this has been taken, and if you want to take this, and these other ones, these are the cost implication. Okay, so let's go for .org. Okay, bluesky.org is not available also. Okay, we want .net. Okay, .net is available. So the moment you are good with the it's available, this is what you want to see, that the domain name is available. You go ahead and add to cart. Then when you are done adding it to cart, you go ahead and pay for the domain name for this website. This is Bluehost. You pay for the domain name, and you will also buy the hosting. It's going to ask you to all of I'm sure most of us, some of those must have been buying it online. This is just like the process of buying items online. You also have to buy the hosting. This is domain name you have just checking. You need to buy the hosting. You know, one thing is for you to have a website. Another thing is for you to have a space for your website. All the files that you have on your local machine that you have been building your website, your pages, your index.html, your images, all of this needs to be on a particular online space, not your computer. Actually, you can host your own website. But if you want to host your own website, which means you need to be able to do some configuration on your system and ensure that your system is online 247 and is on the internet. You understand? So if you cannot afford that, that's why most of us actually go for it. And it doesn't really make any sense. Can you put on your system 24/7 a day? So some organizations go ahead and do that because they needed to ensure they host their own website because of the sensitivity of your data or files. So, but the hosting company help you put on a system in a day and put your files there and ensure that the system is not down. So that anytime in the world that anybody want to access your website, they allow them to access your website. So that is the actual functionality of hosting company. And they distribute the cost of putting on their system in a day and having internet to that system. They distribute the cost among all the other people that are actually hosting their website. Understand? So over the years, it has become very cheap to host websites. From few dollars, you can actually host your website. So this is what we checked earlier is actually the domain name registration. Here, this is the hosting. You can see there are different types of hosting: shared hosting, dedicated hosting, VPS hosting. So you can see $3.95 per month. You can calculate that in a year, how much it is. So it's normally, they are saying it's normally $7.99. So you can look at all other sites that do web hosting. You can now compare the cost, and you can also do an online survey of which one is actually better for them. There are a lot of write-up online that does a comparison of which one is best. So, but this is not what we are meant to do in this class. This is just to give you an idea of what it means to have a website. So, and our point is that you need to register a domain name and you need to register hosting. So you need to register domain name and hosting. Most of the time, they have to be together. So when you are done, you are going to get an email, and the email is going to look like something like this. And what you are going to get, for example, this website, Eaglesword, it has been registered, and this is the hosting details, the password to the Cpanel. Okay, for example, this website. Let me show you this website. Okay, so if you look at this particular website now, this is the website. It's one of those websites. So this is the website. If you want to go to according to the document that was sent here, it's saying if you want to enter the Cpanel of this website, you should go to this link. So I'm going to copy this and go to the link, to that link. Cpanel. That is the domain name and Cpanel. That is for this particular hosting. Some hosting, you will not need to go through that. You have to go, for example, this one that I showed you. You have to go to their website and log in to the website. So, okay, for this one now, we go to that and it's going to navigate us here, and you can see the username and the password. They will have given it to you in this document. So this is the username and that's the password, but I've already changed it. So if you're even cramming that, although there's nothing for you to state there anymore. So let me log into that website, to that control panel. So that website, this is the control panel for this website. This is the control panel for this website. And there are a lot of things that you can do there. This is where you create email. This is where you create email for that particular website. For example, if you want to create, this website is not having any email anyway. But if you want to create an email for that website now, we just say maybe admin@eaglesword.org, and maybe I will generate password for them and create. Don't update. So you can see I've created an email on that domain name. That's just that. So also the file manager is where we upload our website. The PHP admin is where the databases of the website is residing. And there is actually also the databases, all the databases that is connected to that hosting. Having, for example, two databases are created for this website now, and these are the databases. For example, these are databases that is actually attached to that website. So these are databases. So you see all that from the Cpanel. You see all that from, I don't want to come here now. Let me go back. You see all that from the Cpanel. You see search engines and marketing to the domain management, subdomains. You want to create subdomain, something like you want to create maybe men ministry dot eaglesword.org. You understand? That is, if you want to create a subdomain, that's what we call the subdomain. That is where, this is where you create them. You create them from here. You create them from here, from the subdomain here. Because we are still going to other things, I don't want to bore us with all this. But I'm just telling you now that I'm just trying to show you what it means. So the way I'm going to actually, where we are going to, we are coming back to it later, is this file manager. When you get to the file manager, this folder is the most important. This is the folder where the website actually is located. The website is actually located. You look at it, you can see about, contact. These are the files for the website. These are the website files that you actually wrote, the website you designed. You can see .html, and these are the image folder, CSS folder, and every other thing. So this is where you upload your website. You can just click on upload here and be selecting them one by one, all your files from your computer, and you upload them. Also, you can right click on your files and edit them right here on the internet. You can edit them right here on the internet. You get anything you make, any changes you make here is going to reflect on the website. Let me look at something that I can. Let me change this woman empowerment to God empowerment to something. Okay. Woman empowerment to Jesus empowerment. I'll change that back anyway. So if I refresh, I'm going to get that change. You see? So let me quickly change that back. This is the live site. It's wrong for me to do that. I just want you to know that whatever you do on that is very important. You don't mess around with things in the Cpanel. So or you can also, there are other ways for you to upload files to the, but basic, I'm just showing you the basics. There are videos on YouTube that will show you the details and all other things that you can do here. But I just want you to have a general overview of what a website Cpanel is all about. So that's about that. But I'm sure you have questions. Maybe if you have a question, you can be typing your question in the chat box. And we are still coming back here. We need to host the website we developed the other time. Okay, we are going to come back, or maybe we should do that now. Let's do that now before we go to templates. Before we go to templates. Now remember that we did this website. We did this website last week. We did this website. We need to push this website online for all of us to see. We all need to see this website using a link. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a subdomain. We are going to create a subdomain on this Cpanel, and we are going to now upload the website. I'm going to upload the website. So you come here to create a subdomain. Like I told you before, a subdomain is an add-on, is like a sub of something. When you say blue sky, if you now have something like web design bluesky.com. It means maybe the website training section of Blue Sky Citadel group. You understand? So we can probably have business analyst.blueskycitadel.com. So you understand what Blue Sky with subdomain is all about. It's a sub-organization under a particular organization that wants to have its own website or a particular application. Sometimes you see companies and we have blog.theirwebsite.com. You see Yahoo, yeah, blog.yahoo.com is a subdomain under Yahoo. You understand? So this is how you do it. You come to subdomain. This particular website, that is this Eagles, we want to create a subdomain, and that subdomain is, what's the name of our folder? More classic. More classic dot more classic. The moment you just type the name, it automatically create the folder for you. It will create the folder in the file manager. You can see you have successfully created a more classic eaglesword.org has been created. So you can go back. Let us go back to our file manager. File manager, I told you, is where you upload your website. File manager, any kind of hosting you are using, just look for file manager. And when you look for file manager, look for public_HTML folder. And it's very funny. The first time I'm going to host a website in 2006, I paid and they sent me all the necessary credentials like I showed you here. And I'm supposed to actually upload my website. I don't know where I need to upload my website. And I started calling the hosting company that, you people, my website is not coming up. And they were asking me, are you uploaded? I said, yes. After a lot of shouting and argument, they don't ask me, where did you upload it? I said, I just uploaded it, not knowing I didn't upload it in the right place. So sometimes, whenever I'm teaching people, I try to emphasize that people will not know that you need to actually ensure that your file is inside the public_HTML folder. This folder, you need to ensure that your website is inside that. Now, we are having a subdomain, like you can see our subdomain is already created as a folder, more classic. So I'm going to open the folder. Automatically, it will generate this for us. So we want to upload our files of last week inside this folder so that we can see our website. So I will click on upload. I want to upload my files one by one. So I'm going to try to navigate to the desktop, more classic. And I'm going to upload all the 4 files. I think it's even 3. This, that is the background image. And this, that is the index.html file. And this, that is the CSS file. So that's all. Let me go back, click on back. So we have all the files. So if we try to navigate to our more classic, shall we call it eaglesword.org. See, voila, we have our website. So it's as simple as that, but it's not as simple as that when you actually need to also do some complex integration, like you need to use forms, connect with databases. So, but we all need to start from somewhere. So I just need to give you these basics of actually putting your website on the internet. So I think, I don't know if there are any questions. We'll come back to that. I would like us to go to other things now. I would like us to go to that. So this is the other form of actually hosting, entering a cPanel. This is a cPanel from Bluehost. You go to their website and you type in your login credential before you get to your cPanel. This is under cPanel on Bluehost. The other one is it's another company. So this is the way their cPanel looks like. I told you, just look for file manager. You can see this is file manager. This is PHP my admin that takes you to the cPanel, to the databases. And where is the subdomain? Domains. That's where you get the subdomain. So just ensure you look for the file manager. And when you look for the file manager, look for the public_HTML folder, which is something you always get in most of the hosting companies. So you can see this is the public_HTML. So when you go to the public_HTML, you see all the files that are related to the website. I'm going to close this. Now we want to go into website templates. My brothers and sisters, you agree with me that no matter how good you are in terms of website development, you need to actually know what you are doing. You need to know your CSS and HTML very well. You need to understand how to massage them and manage them. But if professionally, when it comes to you developing website that are standard, sometimes you may not have all the time it takes to quickly put up a website that's going to be fantastic. You understand? So sometimes we do go ahead and buy templates, and there are millions of templates online. I mean, compared to the time it's going to take you to develop these templates, this website templates, but just you buy a template of $18, $14. I mean, if you want to sit down and do this, it may take you months with your level of skill. Do you understand? So most of the time, you can go ahead and buy your templates. You can go ahead and buy your template, and with the skills you have with how you know how to manage a website, you know your CSS, you know your divs, you should be able to now replace images where images are, replace text where texts are, you know, do all sorts of things with the HTML template you have. You understand? For example, look at this website. You can see the menus are already there. Everything is good. The submenus are there. You know, with your skill, even after learning for the next 3 months or 4 months, you'll be able to do some great stuff. But you know, you can't continue to do that. The bottom line is you can go ahead and buy templates. You can go ahead and buy template and use them for your website template. The moment you know how to manage, you must understand CSS very well. And all this CSS, like I told you, their fundamental basis is actually the Bootstrap. That's why I needed to show you Bootstrap the other time. So looking at this template now, and there are thousands of other templates online that you can buy. This is $18. Polo. It's one of very good templates. So there are other websites that sells templates, but this is actually the one I patronize more because of their support and the quality of templates they have in there. So this is a template side. This is a template, and I have some templates already downloaded here that we will be probably looking at. We'll be looking at together. Let me look for one of the templates so that we look at it together. We try to use the template to create. We want to look at the codes together. Then we probably use the code and move things around, and we should be able to come up with something good. So quickly, let us look for a template here that I have downloaded. Okay, this is T events. Okay, this is a template, and it's quite cool. Serving a revolution slider. Having a slider already. So all we just want to do is change the. Okay, let's use this. It's quite cool. So this template, I'm going to copy it out. This is the T event template. I'm going to copy this template to my desktop. I'm going to rename the folder of that template as project 5. And I want to open the folder of that template. Open folder. The files are inside anyway. You can see it. So this is the template, and these are the files of the template. These are the asset file. The asset file are where we have all the CSS, the images, the GS files, that is JavaScript files, and there are plugins. They are most of them called vendors. Animate. You can see the Bootstrap validators. That will be the one that will validate the forms. If you are typing email in an email field, if you are typing text in a text field, numbers field, that's Bootstrap validator. So font awesome is for icons. So and a lot of other stuff that comes with the vendor. So this already come in chipped with the template. That's why you see the template is already looking good. So I'm going to open this template from the, let me close some of these browsers. Okay, so like you can see, this is our, so what we want to do now is, I'm first going to save this as save as. Let me save it as home. Saving it as home because I'm about to actually I want to use our knife, HTML knife, to cut and do a lot of things to these templates. We are going to do a lot of things to these templates together. Like you can see, this is the website. This is the title section. This is where we can add our item. Welcome to my personal website. Okay. Let's say this is our, welcome to our church. Welcome to our church website. Okay. Let's do this for a church anyway. I think I just did a church website recently. I'm going to reuse some of the pictures I used there. So, okay. Now you can see, let me go in the browser. Welcome to our church website. Now, we are going to change the logo. We are going to trace, you can see this is the head section. You have to be able to trace your code. You can see the benefit of indenting. This code is properly indented. So I'm able to collapse the codes of the website easily. Then I can navigate myself around. And you can see the did proper commenting of the code, such a way that it's easy for me to say this is the map area. This is the subscribe start. Subscribe start is the part in the page that is this place. You understand? Subscribe up for our newsletter. That is stated here. Sign up for our newsletter. And you can see the moment you say not sign up, you want it to be subscribe. Subscribe now. You want to subscribe now. Let me refresh that. You can see. You understand? Now you can see the other time we integrated a map. Now this time around, this map is actually integrated with something else, but we can integrate our own map. We can integrate our own map. We are going to integrate our home map. Google Map. We're actually starting from the lower part of the website. It doesn't matter. We are freestyling here, and I'm sure you are all learning something. Let's see. Okay, we are getting to that church. Dear back. Okay. Let's get the church. Let's see. Our church is. City. So it's getting us an artificial of God. So just like we did the other time, we were able to integrate a Google map, and we are doing that again. So we're putting our Google map here. Copy HTML. Okay, and our HTML 100% width. So you can see we have been able to integrate our map. So we are coming up. We want to let's go to the top part of the website anyway. I just have to do that. Let's scroll down. So let us start from the top part. Now, the top half of the website you can see is the navigation part, and definitely it's going to be all this menu. If you scroll down gently, you will notice that it's saying no product in this cart. Definitely that is this, no product in this cart. That is this part. If you don't want this part on your website, all you just need to do is remove it. If you don't want that part in your website, remove it. So buy tickets. This is buy tickets. Buy tickets. Okay, that's this. So for example, your buy ticket now, probably you want to change that to something like contact us. That is where your intuition as a developer or as a web designer comes in. You understand? This is not a cutting SaaS website. I don't need that. You can remove that quickly. You remove that. If you don't remove that, you can just do a kind of a comment it out. Control Shift / that will comment it out. And when you refresh, not supposed to get that again. Something is still there, like a batch. Okay, like this. And drop down. Okay. Now the menu. That is this. We are done with that. Now this is the menu. That is where you have the home, the drop down, all this. That is where you have all this. So you probably need just one home menu, and this is just a drop down under the home menu. You look at this is your home, this is your home, but the drop down is starting from here down, and you want to remove that because there is no way you have drop downs, lots of them on your drop down on your home key. So on your index, the first page of your website is home. So we want to change it to home.html. I believe we are all together here. And you can see the second one is schedule. Okay, let me refresh. You can see the drop down is not there, but we're still having that like drop down. If you go back there, you will see it's there. It's saying drop down class. There is no more drop down. So you can remove the class drop down toggle. Remove it. You can remove everything that has to do with drop down so that you have a plain home menu like this. So you do the rest for all other pages, all other links that you don't need, all other links that you don't need, you remove them. Remove any menu that you don't need. Or better still, if you are not doing any drop down menu, or let me leave a couple of drop down menus. Let me just do this. Control CVVVVV. Now I'll say about our services, our events, our programs. We already have contract, maybe our gallery, or maybe the about can actually have about with a drop down. About our church, I will bring about here, and I will say about church history, maybe church sermons, maybe church messages, those and things like that. Anyway, so let me remove this. You have a drop down, just a single drop down page that is under the about. So we have been able to style the. I see you have a beautiful slide. We're able to style the menu to look like what we wanted. You understand? We're able to style the menu to look like what we wanted. So also the logo. If you look very well, look closely at your page. We are done with that. And there is still another menu down here. That is the one on the side. This one. This one. Home, schedule, speaker, sponsor, venue. That is this. And it's the one that's going to open all that content. So start slide menu. This. So you can close this. If you want to, you should be able to know how to manage that now. Just go ahead and edit it. Now, hero start action. Okay, this will be the International Conference 2017. That is that picture. That picture we are seeing here. International Conference, and this is the image, that banner image. You understand? So let us go into that folder and edit that image. So I'm going to open that folder on the desktop. Our time is fast spent. Okay, what's the name of the folder? Image IMGS banner band 2. So you have to navigate to where the image is actually located. If you look at it, the image is stored in assets, and this is assets, images, IMGS. This folder, and for another folder inside there, that is the banner. This, and once you get to the file, banner 2, that is this. This software actually can open an image file. So that is the image file, but you can't edit that image file right here. So what we want to do now, we want to navigate that image file from here, and want to import a new image entirely that will represent the image, an entirely different image, so that we have something totally different. So I'm trying to look for, let's go online and Google some images out. Okay, when you are looking for images, ensure you look for images that are very big, something in the range of 1,900 in terms of width. So you need to look for something big. You look at this image that we opened, you see that image is 1,000, but if it's going to a mobile device, okay, they already ensure that it's covered. You remember we used cover the other time when we were developing we are using background image, we use cover. So 1,000 is okay if you are able to understand. So we have 1,067 here. So let's download this so that we can use something different. Let's use this image. So let's import the image we just downloaded. Okay. So we are using this image, and we have been able to use overwrite the image we are using before. If you come back to the folder, you can see the new image that we imported. We have used it to overwrite the image that's there before. So if we come to our website and we refresh, we see that we are having a new image on our website. And this image is showing international conference. Let us just write Church of London. So let's move this. See, instead of getting ticket, let's say about, or maybe say our sermons, you know, and a link to the sermon page, something like that. Understand? So you can see our sermon, and this is a countdown to a particular event coming up. And if you look down there, this is the countdown script. That's probably you can use it with the Bootstrap. You can use the Bootstrap to do that. If you don't need that, let us actually. We want to keep it simple. Keep it simple. So, like you can see, what is left here now is actually the logo, more or less. Okay, let us look for the logo. The logo will be somewhere on the menu. You can see it's somewhere on the menu, along the menu part. So all these you need to understand how to study when you are doing your website. You need to understand how to study your code, and I will show you something before the end of this class, how to study your code with the inspector. So looking at this, you can see if you study this very well, this is a container for the header section. If you look at this is the header, this is the navbar. Navbar is starting here and is ending here. So this is the navbar, and the navbar is starting here and ending here. This is the container. Let us look at this container. I don't think there's anything. This is the menu attribute where we have the contact us towards the end of that menu. That is here. So if you look at this, this is the image for the logo. You can see asset image logo. So we'll try to locate the logo. It's in the asset folder, image imgs. Then you will see a folder called yeah, it's right there in the imgs folder. So logo, this is logo. So we'll try to open those logo files, then want to add a new logo. They have two types of logo, a logo that is white and another one that is. So we want to import a logo. Let's look for a logo. Let's get a logo. Let's get it, a church logo. Okay. Okay, let's use this. Better still. No, let's use this. Okay, let's use this. So we save this logo, and let's import this logo that we saved inside. I think it must have been saved on the desktop, if I'm not mistaken. Where did we save? Okay, this is it. So this is our logo, and we're removing this, and we are using this. This logo is not having a transparent background. We need a logo with a transparent background, something that we not have background. Let's use this. Desktop PNG, something PNG, very good, so that your logo will come out good. Okay. Okay. Allowing us to. Let me quickly remove the background. Also, don't shy away from learning an image editing tool that will allow you to do some stuff, like quickly removing the background of images and editing some stuff. These are all the skills you need to actually acquire as a web designer. Okay, so let me just save that. I don't know how big that will be on the site. Okay, I think we have two logos. We have done the first one. Then we need to repeat it also on the second logo. I think we have two logos in that particular folder. Images. First one and second one. Okay. So that's the second logo, but it's bigger than the size of the box. So we need to make it smaller. That is be fitting perfectly. Okay. So, my brothers and sisters, we have been able to cook up a bit of a landing banner, the logo, the menu, and the background image. Styling and editing our code. So you can go further to look at all the other components. Like I told you before, look at this, please. Column MD8. This is Bootstrap for you. Column MD8. This is the one that actually allows you to break a particular row, like I showed you earlier, into columns, to different columns. Like the about of this page now, you can see that's the row, and there is segment on the side. So it's only using 8 segments. So the other 2 and 2 at the side are the one that is using as padding. But later you might want to use the whole row. You can see here now. This is using of the 12 columns is using 8 of it. Column mid offset. 2 offset. This means 2 offset on the right and on the left. Remove this, you will understand what I mean. You can see that remove the space on the left. So there are basic rules of Bootstrap, but it allows you to build your website very fast. So this is the welcome message, and you can change this to whatever fits your organization. If you want to have some images on the right or on the left, you can move content from one place to the other. So I'm sure there are going to be a lot of questions. So if you have your questions, please quickly type it to. Let me see if I've been able to cover most of the things I wanted to. So I think that will be all with this class, and I think I've been able to just show you all the basics. Okay, the other thing I wanted to list is inspecting your code. Inspecting your code. Inspecting any other website code is very important for you to understand how to inspect website. You can see this when you right click, you click on inspect elements. It allows you to actually check on the inspector bar here. You'll be able to look at the code. It allows you to know which code is where and what is doing there. For example, let me look at something here. Okay, now, for example, this about page, this about area, I may think as you are like I'm seeing it now, the space at the top here is too much for me personally. It may not be for you. As a designer, you should be able to check where that particular code is, or can you remove the size or the padding at the bottom or at the top of that particular segment or section of the code. So this is what you do. You study it from the inspector. You right click and click on inspect elements. When you click on this, what you're seeing here on the right hand side, you can see padding bottom is 100. Padding top is 100 pixels. If you go ahead and double click on this and try to edit, you can see I change it to 10 pixels and I'm able to reduce the size, the height there. So this tells me that if I go to my U padding top, I will be able to reduce the size, the height. You study the code and you can write your code on the browser, right there on the browser, for you to determine what is best. Instead of you to go and start writing right here, you can come here and 10 is too much. Let's do 20. You can see it's live. Let's do 30. Okay, 30 is good. When you are done, when you're okay with what you are doing here, you can now copy this and take it to your code and write your style, blah, blah, blah. Okay, for example, section about to start. Section about start. About start. Let me look for that. About. Okay, this is the segment. Let me write my style here. Style. Adding top. I copied it right from that page, and when I refresh now, you can see it's already affected. There are a lot of things that you can do, but just like you have known, this is an introductory class to web development, and there's a whole lot of things that we can actually do for website development. But if you are able to get a template like this and you're able to manage it, you are able to enter the code with time. Keep practicing, ask questions, watch videos, get mentorship. I'm sure you are going to do a lot of things in terms of web development and web design. Thank you so much.